Hello, Bettina Pfannkuch here from the Art of Balance Yoga and Massage. Thank you for inviting me into your home, maybe inside or outside. I'm bringing this little yoga video to you from within our beautiful studio. We're here in Melbourne, Australia, Frankston South, and it is a Saturday afternoon, rainy, and we are in the times of lockdown, self-isolation, in the times of the coronavirus pandemic. So our focus in classes, in our online classes in the last week, and in our live check-ins on Facebook and Instagram, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel and to, of course, the YouTube channel, has been the aim to cultivate our own and connect back to our heart space, cultivate our own inner peace, our balance, our sense of peace, despite the crisis and the chaos that just happens around us that we don't have any control over. And let's be truthful. Have we ever had, before this crisis, control over it in the first place? So the idea is, while we're not saying we actually enjoy or it's okay what goes on around us, it's simply saying these are out of circumstances, out of our control. We are still allowed to be joyful, to be peaceful, to be happy, and to cultivate a sense of calm and stillness and strength and beautiful softness and heart space within ourselves. This is not an oxymoron. Remember, in our yoga practice, we want to practice with that balance between effort and ease, the yin and the yang, the strength and the softness. They coexist. And so, as yogic practitioners, this is what we practice on the mat. So we can step up in those chaotic and, uncomfortable times and step back into our heart space and allow ourselves to go, no, I can still be feeling that inner sense of calm. Doesn't mean that sometimes I feel sadness, fear, desperation, overwhelm. Still, your innate nature is that of calm. There is an abundance of peace, of happiness, of stillness. Let's find it together. Let's acknowledge both are valid. The inner, the outer, the sense of peace and the sense of chaos. But we lift our vibration, and we come into that easeful state, that happy state. We claim that we're allowed to be innately happy without having to say, yeah, it's okay what happens around us. It's not. We simply need to find our inner stillness, our inner peace, and then shine that out. So let's practice. Just a few words on making some space in your home. You see, I've lit a candle here, which is what I don't normally do in yoga class. I still come in and light the salt lamp and the burner. This has been given to me by Anne at Christmas. Beautiful gemstone here, a jasper. Another beautiful, precious gift. A little book, Musings from the Moon, singing bowls, chimes, the props. But simply creating space at home on your mat or designated area at home is sufficient. Let's give yourself the gift of yoga, the gift of sacred space. Come into a seated position. If you enjoy kneeling like I do, then kneel, sit cross-legged, lean against the pole or a wall or your sofa at home. Let's chant an Om together to bring us together as a team, as a group, and to also make this space an extra special one. Let's exhale together. Inhale. And then with your eyes closed and your hands still in this beautiful Anjali Mudra, in these prayer hands. Allow yourself to feel the resonance of the Om. Thank yourself that you've made time for practice. It still takes effort, whether we're already at home or not. Perhaps you would like to set an intention. Maybe the intention similar to what I just mentioned. Beautiful. Just a few more breaths, starting to notice your breathing. Notice the inhalation breath through the nose, the air is cool. The exhalation breath, the air is slightly warmer. See if you will get enough air in and out of the nostrils. If not, breathe through your mouth. Nice. Beautiful. And maybe that's your daily practice. Maybe that's all you have time for today. Setting an intention, notice your breath, chanting the mantra of Om. Let's come into our Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. Inhale, exhale. The idea in Ujjayi breath is continue if you know Ujjayi breath, to breathe to the back of the throat. There's a sense of restriction at the back of the throat. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then we end up with this rasping sound, often likened to the sound of the ocean. If you practice with me from somewhere where you don't really have a connection to the ocean, sometimes it's likened to the sound of wind through the fields of corn. Allow yourself to feel that sense of connection to your breath. We're actually restricting the glottis here. Beautiful Ujjayi breath. I will dissect Ujjayi breath. There will be an extra video. And for today, to see if the idea breathing to the back of the throat broadly will resonate with you. The lips are closed if you can, in and out of the nostrils, as if you wanted to fog up glasses. Imagine you had glasses on and you wanted to fog them up, in and out of the nose, pretending you're breathing out of the mouth and you want to fog up those glasses. Nice. Ujjayi breath, stimulating the throat chakra, the energy center connected to your sense of communication. Few more rounds. Practicing being still, practicing being okay with no movement, just breath. If you open your eyes, I'm sure you can notice that I'm sort of wiggling forwards and backwards. Just let natural movement happen. That's fine. You don't have to be completely still. Beautiful. And Ujjayi breath, to be able to connect the mind to the sound and keep the mind steady, is what we hopefully can keep throughout the practice. But if you forget, I'll remind you. Be kind to yourself. Kindness, always kindness. Practice with a sense of compassion towards yourself. And we're coming into a downward facing dog. We could start more gently, but for a shorter video, we'll just come into downward facing dog this afternoon. So bring your hands to the side, open your eyes, unfold, untangle, spreading the fingers, palms of the hands, heel of the hands, walking out in your down dog. Stay there. If you're new to the practice, the way to find your distance, buttocks to the heels, forehead to the floor, reach forward. When you can't reach any further forward, this is your body's length, perfect distance for downward facing dog. And if it's not, if it feels odd, you just walk in, feel into it. Beautiful. Walking the dog, one heel up, one heel down. Brilliant. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, coming back, chest closer to the thighs, and allow the heels to come towards the floor. Allow the toes to lift. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, chest closer to the thighs, upper arms rolling outwards, or the triceps come towards each other. And we do that a few more times. Inhale, tippy toes.
Exhale, moving back. Feel into this. Welcome to come onto your knees if it's too strong. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, releasing. Walk your hands backwards to your feet. You can bend your knees. You can keep your legs straight. Uttanasana, hanging forward. Beautiful. Now your forward bend could look anything from here to here. Feel into it. Yeah, nice. Depending on where you're at in your practice, where you're at the time of the day, you could be very open, you can straighten your legs, feeling. Yoga is a feeling practice. Allow yourself to feel. There is so many rules and regulations off the mat. Yoga allows you to just feel and do and move in a way that feels good. You can see here we're rocking backwards and forwards onto the tippy toes and then back onto the heels. Let the arms dangle or hold opposite elbow with opposite hand. Allow yourself to let your head hang. Notice what a challenge that is. We want to control, we want to see. Do we do this right? What's next? Just be in the present moment. That's such a gift. If you held your elbows, change the grip. Rocking backwards and forwards. Can you trust yourself? You've got enough belly strength, enough balance. Eyes closed, maybe even. Backwards and forwards. Beautiful. If you tumble, you're just going to end up on your sofa somewhere. It's safe. It's good. Beautiful. Walking forward, downward facing dog. Nice. Let's come into stronger movement. Inhale into your high plank position. So let's dissect the high plank. Here we go. Hips, shoulders, heels in one line. Bring some energy back into the heels. Allow this to be felt in your thighs. Tuck your tailbone under. And then let's come into cat and cow with the head. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, tucking the chin under. Keep going. If this is beautiful strength building for you, if it's a little much, bring your knees down. Still a cat and cow. How beautiful does that feel? And then inhale here, exhale, come back into your down dog, walking back into your Uttanasana. Beautiful. Nice. Rocking backwards and forwards. Perhaps you can interlace your hands behind your back. Bring your arms overhead. Can we still have that rocking motion? We've added a different element of it into this position here. Can you let your head hang? Oh, let me see. Doing well. Beautiful. Can you have a little feel into which way you interlaced your fingers, just so that you know and you can feel it? Walking forwards, bend your knees, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Feel into your body. Depending on where you're at with your practice, you either stay here in your stable and you're coming home, downward facing dog, or you come into tabletop, or you even come into child's pose. Otherwise, you stay in your downward facing dog. Nice. And notice how the mind wants to raise a head, going, are we working more dynamically soon? What's going to happen? Be in the present moment. Yogis, that is never more important than in those times of crisis. We have the moment, the present moment's all we have to control and to be content with. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, coming into a hovering tabletop position. Beautiful. A little hover, a little wiggle. The spine is long. Tuck your tailbone. Mula bandha, Uddiyana bandha. That just means your lower belly muscles are engaged. Inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. This time, walk your feet forwards to your hands. Beautiful. Hanging forward, let's come into a chair pose flow. Feet together, bend your knees. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Do what feels good. Maybe palms of the hands together or maybe have them apart. Tuck your tailbone. Beautiful. Belly back to the spine. Nice chair pose. See if you can wiggle your toes, sinking back into the heels. The heart lifts, the shoulders drop. Let the strength happen. Inhale here, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale, looking up. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's come into a higher plank. Exhale, come into chaturanga, knees down, shoulders back, elbows back behind you. Cobra to inhale once you're there. Exhale to downward facing dog. Stepping the feet in a little. Always shorten your distance if you feel that's useful. Let's stay here. A few pointers in your downward facing dog. Everything on the floor grounds down strongly. Find that sense of stability. Everything uplifting lifts up, so buttocks to the ceiling. Upper arms rolling outwards. Let the head hang. Let the breath happen. Ujjayi breath if you can. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Hands next to the feet, nose to knees. And then inhale, swinging up into chair pose. Exhale, let's come into chair pose twist. Prayer hands. Right upper arm to the outside of the left thigh. Beautiful prayer hands, beautiful twist, lengthen. So top of the head forward, tailbone back. Inner smile, outer smile. That's it. Last exhale. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, Garudasana arms. Right arm underneath the left. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, chair pose. Beautiful. Notice we're making space here. So we're making space in the shoulders, space in the breast. So there is length. Stay there. Ribs and hips, there is length. Diaphragm is free. Which way? Inhale here. Exhale, let's fold forward. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back into chair pose. Good. Exhale, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Good. Chair pose again. Inhale. Lovely. Now exhale, release the hands, prayer hands. Inhale here. Exhale, a twist. Left upper arm to the outside of the right. Prayer hands. Feel the twist coming from your torso. Enjoy what you're doing. Always find that sense of joy. Last exhale here. Inhale, coming up. Garudasana arms. This time left arm underneath the right. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, chair pose. Few breaths here. Beautiful expressions. Lovely. Just enjoy what you can do. Squeezing the knees. It lifts the thighs. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. It's just your pelvic floor. Safe. Diaphragm is open. Inhale here. Exhale, coming forward. Uttanasana. Chair pose again. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale here. Exhale, coming forward. Beautiful. Let's stand all the way up. Inhale. And exhale at the top. Beautiful. Let's step the left foot out to the side. Right foot just come into this position, embracing of the moon. Exhale, palms turned outwards. Fingertips touch. Inhale here, exhale, elbows bend. So you're going to look up if you can, otherwise you look forward. Drop your shoulders. Nice. So you've got that full moon, you've got that round object between your arms. Inhale here, exhale, pushing the wall away. Ta-da, very nice. So feeling this in your wrists. The inhalation lifts the front, the exhalation drops the back. Inhale here, exhale, fingertips curling under. Feel this in your wrists. Maybe we've been seated on the tablets a little more. So open the shoulders, open the heart. Inhale here, exhale, release. Brilliant. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Fingertips touch. If neck's okay, look up. Otherwise, look forward. Exhale, drop the shoulders. So from the back, it looks like this. We're not hunching up, we're dropping down. Tailbone tucked under. Good. Inhale here, exhale, push the wall away. Inhale here, exhale. Fingertips curl. Feel this in your wrists. Feel the breath moving. Inhale here, exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's come to the front edge of the mat. We'll do a little salutation. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Good, and then let's just stay here. Let's just dissect that salutation a little. Reaching up. So again, two opposing actions. From the hips upwards, we lift up. From the hips downwards, we ground down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, reaching forward. Have your gaze over your fingertips. Uttanasana, hands next to the feet, nose to knees. Halfway lift. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, back downward facing dog. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Beautiful. We'll dissect the chaturanga. Do what you can. Open up. Inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. Stepping the feet in if you feel that's useful. For one, inner smile, outer smile. For two, lifting from your belly. For 3, buttocks to the ceiling, spine is long. For 4, upper arms rolling outwards, make space for your neck and shoulders. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step, walk or jump. Land lightly. Halfway lift, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, folding. And with strength in the legs and in the belly, come all the way up. Inhalation. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Let's come into Samasthiti, equal balance. Closing down the eyes, hands in prayer. Catch your breath. Notice your breathing. And if you can, the inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. Inhale, exhale. Notice the energy exchange. Notice the inhalation breath brings the energy up, lifts the front. The exhalation breath brings the energy down, broadens the back. See if you can feel that. Content with moment by moment, breath by breath. Such a beautiful skill. Marvelous. Samastiti also, do you give the exhalation as much attention as you give the inhalation? Do you have equal balance, equal weight between left and right? Have a little feel into it. Your alignment, hips and heels in one line, shoulders and hips aligned, beautiful. The head sits above the shoulders. Yes, that means the chin is slightly tucked under. Feel. Practice doesn't need to be complicated. We had forward bends already, back bends. We had twists. We need a lateral bend. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, just holding your right wrist with your left hand, and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bending to the left. I'll show you front on. Beautiful. And just a gentle side bend. Now the idea is that you keep the shoulders dropping down, lengthen the spine, beautiful. How far to the side? Now your rib cage opens, you're opening the lungs, opening the serratus anterior, these assisting breath muscles. Beautiful. Inhale to come up, exhale, change the grip. So right hand grabs the left wrist, inhale, reaching up, exhale over to the side. Now don't hold back. Keeping the thighs engaged, keeping yourself safe, tucking your tailbone, bandhas engaged. Depending on where you're at in your practice, allow that side bend to happen. Allow it to feel good. The inhalation breath still lengthens the front. The exhalation breath drops the back. Beautiful. And then inhale to come up and exhale to release. That's excellent. Front edge of the mat again. We're coming to the floor. Beautiful. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale. Exhale, coming forward, swan dive forward, nose to knees. Uttanasana, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down dog. Inhale into high plank and let's stop there. Let's dissect that chaturanga. Inhale, come forward onto your toes. Exhale, just drop your knees. Have a little look and a little feel. This is still a plank. So have a little check. So hips, shoulders, knees are a plank. Heart forward, shoulders back, like this. Elbows come back towards your hips. And then belly engaged. Can you see buttocks engaged, thighs engaged, coming to the floor. Headbutt your props. No, not really. Beautiful. And then let's just come into a cobra. Nice. Fairy hands. No pushing. Beautiful. Inhale here, exhale. Pushing back into a beautiful child's pose. Have a little snoozle here. Forehead to the floor. Now check in. What's got your attention at the moment, right? This very moment. No scolding. Just notice. Then you come back to your Ujjayi breath, or simply notice your breath. We don't have to over breathe. In through the nose, out through the nose. Beautiful. Notice your side ribs extending gently as you breathe. Learning to befriend your breath. Coming into present moment. So if lately we've had to be a lot in our heads, in this crisis situation. We have a body. Let's come back to the body. Breathing, feeling. Excellent. Reaching the arms forward, coming into a tabletop position. And we're going to come onto our forearms. Let's measure. Hold your upper arms. Yeah, measure. Swivel open on your elbow joint. And then bring your forearms parallel. Beautiful. Knees underneath your hips. Tucking your tailbone under. Dolphin position. Whoops, blanket in the way. Push your props out of the way. And then inhale. See if you can lift the head, come onto the toes. And then exhale. Swivel to one side. I'm swiveling to the left here with my hips and with my heels. And then I just hover here and I go, okay. Hopefully we're going to feel this in our left side, the side we're leaning into, in our side core. And that's going to have the strength to bring us up. Inhale here, exhale over to the other side. Oh, nice one. Let's hover a little. Feel into it. Stop as you need to. Inhale, coming back up. Perhaps one more time or twice more. Inhale, tippy toes. Now swivel and shift on the toes, ball of the feet. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale over to the other side. This can be a little strong. Inhale to come up. Either stay or come out into child's pose. Beautiful. Dolphin position, preparing beautifully for all inversions, particularly your headstand, your handstand. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, release. Nice. Child's pose. You can have your forehead on the floor, two palms or two fists. Oh, we could be practicing forever. I have no idea when I started. Okay, let's come into melting heart. Beautiful back bend. This one's for Catherine, her favorite pose. Buttocks lift, knees stay, reaching forward. Did we do this before in our other videos? Yeah. Buttocks to the ceiling, chest coming to the floor. Beautiful, beautiful. Anahatasana, melting heart. Too much on your shoulders, do one arm at a time. 5 breaths either side. Otherwise, where am I at this afternoon? I haven't pre-recorded this. We'll just make it up as we go. Breathing, melting heart. And then slowly coming back up. Forward hero pose, toes touch, knees wide. Reaching forward. Beautiful. Coming onto the fingertips and just seeing if you can forever reach forward. And then we do a little wiggle. Oh, just allow yourself to feel good and joyful in this position. Upper arms rolling outwards, heart forward, shoulders back. There is still activity in your arms, in your back muscles, and these hands are grounded down. Brilliant. Excellent. Good. Just a few rounds of cat and cow with your head. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, tucking your chin under. Inhale to look up again. Exhale to tuck your chin under. Beautiful. And then coming up into a seated position. Yeah, coming into kneeling, crossing at the shins, sitting back. Ta-da. Adjust your clothing. How are you feeling? Good? Now that's good. A little forward bend. Let's do an easy cross-legged forward bend. Hands next to the hips here, lift and lengthen, inhale. Now notice as you sit here, you can feel your sit bones and you can feel the front lifting and the back dropping, as opposed to just sitting, hanging out. Yeah, that's not really it. Beautiful. And then that sense of space here, as they say, ribs to hips, lifting. So you draw in from your lower belly, your bandhas, and then this becomes soft. It's all about the breath. Ta-da. But we did say forward bend, lift and lengthen, inhale. Coming forward with a straight spine. Yeah, your spine is straight. Coming forward. You're in a cross-legged position. Make sure you're comfortable. Maybe you need to widen your cross, shorten your cross. Coming forward. Making space. Come back to Ujjayi breath.
Feel this. Now you're welcome to feel this in your outer thighs and your hips, a bit like pigeon. Perhaps your lower back, spine is long. Inhale through the top of the head. Exhale out the knees. Beautiful. Few more breaths. If you can come all the way forward, by all means. But it's not necessarily a rounding of the spine, it's a coming forward. For me, this is beautifully stimulating the outer buttocks. Good. Just allow this pose to unfold, as always, and allowing a softening. Softening, as we said before, into the heart space. Last exhale here, inhale to come up. And I know, we both know, that we have to do this again with a different cross. Changing. What's going on? Lift and lengthen, inhale. Exhale, coming forward. Leading with your sternum, leading with your heart. Beautiful. Nice. You're welcome to close down your eyes. Connect back to present moment. Come back home to the breath. Inhale, exhale. Inner smile, outer smile. Allow the practice to unfold. Allow the practice to support you. Asana, the shape is secondary. First there is the breath. Beautiful. Let the breath wrap around the pose. Inhale to look up. Exhale, coming all the way up. Beauteous. And that my yogis, forward bend, back bend, side bend, twist, inversion. Ta-da! Yeah, there was that extra tutorial on headstand setup. So maybe you have to do that first. Otherwise, come with me. Tripod headstand setup. You can stop there or you can go further. Hold your upper arms, elbows onto the floor. Good. The indentation of your elbows is telling you how wide your shoulders are. Spread the fingers. Beautiful foundation, finger knuckles, fingertips, heel of the hand. And then you want to see, where is your triangle? Hands and head form a triangle. Looking like this and gently sinking down the head. Touch down. The moment the head touches down, it's not a plonking down. You draw your shoulders away from the ears. So you want to feel the length in the neck and hardly any weight on your head. And that mantra, hardly any weight on my head, needs to follow you for the whole practice of headstand. And feel your wrists, not your wrists, your heel of your hand grounding down, elbows in. Beautiful. Feel the length in the neck, this bit, as opposed to, I'll show you this way, sinking. That's not so useful. Yep, you're welcome to stay here. Inversions, headstand, reversing the blood flow, stimulating your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. And this is work. You know, you work your shoulders against gravity. You don't let them sink down. You lift up, breathe. Enjoy that box shape with your arms. Just enjoy that position. You're welcome to come out and come into child's pose at any time. Otherwise, if you want to go further, knees underneath your hips, tuck your toes. Lifting, inhale. This is a strong position. You resist weight on the top of the head with pushing the hands into the floor. One knee into the upper arm, other knee into the upper arm. Maybe you stay here 2 months, 2 years, doesn't matter. Belly strong, knees come up. Maybe come into the full expression. Ooh, I hope I'm straight. Beautiful. Can do a few fancy bits. That's for another time. Slowly coming back out, releasing. Voila, counterbalance. Notice that present moment, breath by breath. If you ever have any questions, comments, comment below, get in touch. Website, the social channels, just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss a new release. Well done. Let's come up. Beautiful. Now you're at home. You can toddle on into your Shavasana if you like, or you can add on your own practice or another snippet of a video. Otherwise, if you want to have a complete practice, that was it. Coming into seated position, and we do some pranayama, some breathing. So I enjoy sitting half lotus. If you can sit full lotus, half lotus, kneeling, cross-legged, sukhasana, anything goes really. Yeah, make it comfortable for you. Honor, take the responsibility for your practice. This is yours. Us teachers simply there to give you guidance and to, get the best out of you. Brilliant. So let's come into mudra of knowledge, index finger and thumb touch. This is as much as we know. Quite humbling. I like the idea of this is as much as we're ever aware of. Out of all there is to know and out of all there is to be aware of. Oh, marvelous. Backs of the hands, so where do they go? Often they say, backs the hands in front of the knees. Now, that depends on your proportion. Just make sure you're comfortable and you can feel that upright spine. Nice, closing down the eyes, tucking the chin under, the neck is long. Beautiful. Nice, and just feel into this. This is still effortful and yet still easeful as well. The idea here is to acknowledge the fact that with our physical asana yoga practice, we find strength. You see, strength here to have upright posture, to have good posture. If the core strength, front, back, side strength isn't there, it looks like this. Awareness and strength need to be there, otherwise we can't sit upright. Good posture is useful so the body can find equilibrium. So all the things can do the right thing. I know some of you watch this with the children. The blood flow needs to flow, the nerves, the organs. More experienced students, you just sit, find your Ujjayi breath. Mudra of knowledge, palms facing up is more invigorating, palms facing down is more calming. Do what feels good. Elbows bent or arms straight. Feel into what feels useful to you. I nearly said this afternoon, but perhaps you're practicing in the morning. Feeling useful to you. In through the nose, out through the nose. If your Ujjayi breath is a little not so happening for you, and you need a tutorial before, just notice your breath. Notice the sense of anticipation. Let's come into present moment. In through the nose, the air is cool. Out through the nose, the air is slightly warmer. Observing the breath is pranayama in itself. Beautiful skill to just stand back, be the observer. Notice the temperature difference. Notice the sound of your Ujjayi breath. Notice the feeling sense of your breath, where you feel the breath in your physical body. There's so many things we can be curious about when it comes to our breath. Beautiful. With your eyes closed, let's bring your hands in prayer position in front of the heart. Make sure you're still comfortable. Change your seated position if it's not comfortable. And we'll chant an Om together to close our practice. Thank yourself again for coming to the mat, for finding time, space, energy to practice. Perhaps if you set an intention, allow the intention again to resonate through each and every cell of your body with the Om. Beautiful. Let's exhale here, empty the lungs. Big inhale. Let's keep the eyes closed. Let's bow all the way forward. Namaste. Namaste, my yogi friends, means the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for practicing with me. Let's take our Shavasana. If you're toddling off here and you do your Shavasana off screen, I wish you a peaceful day. Otherwise, I'll talk you through. Not a full body relaxation. That's another video. We'll just want to keep it relatively digestible for your home practice, for your children's home practice. Beautiful. And just finding comfort. If you have props at home, you can have a bolster underneath your knees, maybe a blanket underneath your head, blanket on top. Make sure you're comfortable and you're warm. Feet fall out to the side. The arms, if you feel more comfortable with your arms on your belly and your heart, do that. Otherwise, hands to the side. Fingers slightly curled, naturally. Finding peaceful rest. Allow the eyes to soften, the jaw to soften. Allow the chest to be spacious and broad, hips spacious. Continuing with the idea of balancing effort with ease, the comfort with the discomfort. In Shavasana, we want to find deep rest. Notice your body filling with energy, prana, breath. Allow yourself to rest. Enjoy the rest of your physical body, the effortlessness of your breath, and the sense of freedom and clarity for your mind. Enjoy. Just another minute or so. As you're still lying there in Shavasana at your beautiful home, just allow the sound of this is our fire wind chime to reach you. And just before you do anything else, just allow yourself to notice how it makes you feel as you hear that sound today, right now. And then very slowly starting to notice your breath, starting to deepen your breath. Very slowly start to allow some gentle, organic, natural movement to come back into your body. And move in any which way you like, maybe just wiggling toes, fingers, or stretching open or giving yourself a hug, hugging in, and then slowly rolling over to the side. Often we roll over to the right side. I'll just demonstrate here. Away from the heart center. And then just stay side lying for a moment. I'm going to roll over to the other side so you can see me. And just feel into this posture. This fetal position is quite significant, indicating that fact that this is a fresh beginning. The fetal position is a new start. And so in all our yoga practice, all yoga practice is therapeutic. When we want to find that connection between breath, movement, body, mind, soul, spirit, heart. So let's simply recognize that we have unblocked, stuck energy, we've moved energy, we are vibrating on a different level here after our practice. And our fetal position recognizes that. Thank yourself again for coming to class, coming to the mat, coming for your practice. Perhaps again remind yourself of your intention, and then let's see if we can find one thing we're grateful for. This is the format of our classes. If you ever have a chance to ever again come to our live classes, finding something we're grateful for. Gratitude opens the heart. Gratitude conquers fear. Of course, you don't have to restrict it to one thing. You can find 3 things, 5 things, 10 things, make a list. In fact, perhaps start to cultivate a gratitude journal, but more on that later. Slowly now start to move and come to a seated position. If you're still with me, just slowly blinking your eyes open. Give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you for joining me today. Beautiful practice. Make sure you just shine your lights. Keep that inner peace. Keep that sense of calmness, that sense of happiness, that innate state that we all have, that abundance of energy, abundance of peace and love. Keep it. Let it radiate out into the world. Until we meet again, until we practice again, be well, be safe. Namaste. And if you want to make sure not to miss any new release, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Art of Balance Yoga and Massage. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye for now. Oh, Corona hug.